Good morning, everyone. We're going to go over a couple things to hopefully get you better at Destiny 2, PvP, Crucible, competitive, you know, the works. So, we're going to go through a list of kind of like a shallow dive into this of gear, aim, movement, positioning, and teamwork. These are some of the most important things if you want to win games, get XP, and get kills, right? So, we're going to talk about gear. It's very important that you orientate. You kind of have two gear sets, right? You have your gear sets for the quests, for the strikes, for that kind of stuff, for your PvE, right? You have your gear sets for that. You need your gear sets for PvP as well. These gear sets should be orientated around, if you get a kill, it gives you this bonus. If you do this, it gives you this bonus. If you run over orbs, it increases damage to stasis weapons or whatever. You got to orientate your gear towards combat with other players, right? Because we could all agree that PvE is pretty easy in this game, unless you're doing like time trials or legendary mode and you're not, suited for it. So, and make sure you take advantage of having exotics, because exotics are very important, and make sure you're using the best one that you have. And if you don't have exotics or you don't have good ones, you need to go get them. Like, it's unexcusable. It's very fucking easy. It's low key, like, how'd you miss that kind of stuff? Like, go get an exotic. It's not hard. Just do the challenge. Even in Crucible right now, if you play like I think it was 3 or 6 games, you get an engram, and you can, if you have enough like of those crafting materials, you can even pick out one, or you can just use it and get a random thing. So it's quite important that you have a good gear set. Now you may not be light level 2000, you might be like I am, like 1950. That doesn't matter. You're here to have fun. Or you don't have all your power used, or you don't have all power. I don't know what your case is. Use power. If you don't know what power is, basically you can add recovery speeds and stuff like that. This is done in like your inventory. Please use your power. It's very important. But we're going to go on to aim, because, we don't have 30 hours to talk about gear. And I honestly don't know anything about the gear. I just know what's in my inventory and what I should use. So, I mean, there's a bunch of gear sets. There's a bunch of, exotics. You got to just pick and choose which ones you want for their abilities. We're going to talk about aim. Now, in any PvP, PvE game, aim, it the most important skill, I should say. I'm trying to use my words correctly. Most important skill, because it's a skill. It's not like, I don't know. It's not a trait. I guess it's a skill. It's like something you got to work on. Now, obviously, you want to aim for heads. And if you have good aim, you should use a hand cannon, because hand cannons are OP as hell. Obviously, you see I'm not using a hand cannon because I don't have the best aim. That's fine. You don't need the best aim, because when we get into movement and positioning, you can take the advantage there. But with aim, the way you work on aim is there's hundreds of applications, like on the web browser, and like even on Steam, I think there's like Aim Labs or something. I think they're free. And they put you through trials, and it's actually, I've used it before. I don't use it that often. When I was really into CSGO, I used it more often. But a lot of it also has to do with your settings. Like, your aim is better when you have a slower sensitivity, and it's worse when you have a higher, but higher means you can flick faster, so it's kind of like in the middle ground. You got to play with it. Whatever you feel most comfortable. I have a really low DPI and a very big mouse pad, so... let's talk about movement. There's a lot of things in here with movement. There's sliding, there's flying, there's moving side to side, there's people that teleport, there's a bunch of movement shit. There's crouching, there's crouch spamming, there's all this kinds of stuff. The best thing to do with movement is be unpredictable. So, I mean, when you're pushing, you want to be sliding and or jumping into it, because a lot of people expect their like, you can see where my crosshair is placed. My crosshair is placed for ground level head, like it always should be, because I play other games. So you got to keep in mind that most other players are going to be expecting you to be ground level head. If you push a corner, push onto a site, ground level head, you're giving them the advantage of already knowing that you're going to be there. So you should change it up, make them have to move their cursor, because guess what? It gives them a better chance to miss their shots. So, also sliding, I mean, it's just getting comfortable with the movements. That guy slid under cover, now he's up. He's all over the place. I can't predict exactly where he is. Now here, I'm pretty sure I make a mistake. I peek at ground level. If I would have flown up above that rock there, I definitely could have killed him and not died. Whatever. And we talk about positioning. Now, positioning is where you put yourself in correlation to an objective or a person or persons, to give yourself an advantage or a disadvantage or whatever, right? So if you are looking at a corner and you're about to peek the corner, you want to take it as wide as possible, because that is a peeker's advantage, or kind of like as far away from the corner as possible. That is a peeker's advantage, right? So I'm going to swing this corner. I'm kind of wide out. I'm not hugging the corner. If I hugged that corner, they would have seen me first if they were farther back. See, I don't know if you can see it here. You would see them first. Just trust me. Hugging corners and putting yourselves in positions where you're behind cover. There's concealment and there's cover. Concealment is where they can't see you. Cover is where they physically can't hit you. So, especially on that B site there, it's very hard. And going up here, there's no concealment or cover. So it's bad positioning for that. Let's see what I do here. Hugging that corner, guess what? There's a guy right there. So if I was wide, I probably would have saw him, just to be frank. So you got to really watch how you're pushing things. I suggest that you record a video just like this. Like, I'm learning about my gameplay while I watch and talk about this. Now, that was just a bad position. You shouldn't be taking that from that corner, because you both can kind of in and out it, position your bodies in and out of the frame of the enemy. And it's kind of just like you're both not doing okay. See there, I pushed into his line of sight, giving him more of my body. I should have waited for him to push me. It's all about positioning. It's all about the way you entangle, I don't know, with an enemy. That sounded weird. My bad. My bad, Jeeves. All right, we're going to talk about teamwork, the most important thing. So if you're trying to get better at competitive, I don't suggest solo queuing. I mean, it's a terrible idea. At least go with somebody, because I haven't had the blessing to use team speech or whatever it is, whatever they call that in this game, where you can talk to your teammates, because I stream my gameplay, so I don't need that. But you need to be able to talk to your teammates. So it's a very important thing. And pushing with your teammates is the number one, because if I don't get a kill, my teammate that was with me should be able to pick up that kill. So like on Scourge, or if you're pushing a site on Control, you damn, I'm stuttering. You want that kind of level of security in your combat, that if you don't get that kill, your teammate will get that kill. And then if it's Scourge, you'll get a point and you'll take away the potential point. And if it's Control, maybe your teammate will sit on that site a little bit longer so you can get points on that Control. He might not hold it for a long time, but he'll damn sure be on that site for a little bit longer, hoping to get a couple more points to the other team, because all this is about points. 1 to 2 points can win a game. And 1 and 2 kills could be the turn of a whole game. And when you're working with your teammate, it's also, since there's abilities, you don't want to be too close to them, but you also don't want to let them peek something by themselves. It's a balancing act. I mean, this whole game, you're not gonna be good tomorrow, right? It's not a slow process, but I mean, if you're a slow learner, it is. But it's a process of understanding game mechanics, and you won't get that right away. You won't get the meta right away, and it's okay. I mean, I've been playing this game on and off since it came out, and I'm still not good, right? I'm decent. I can hold my own. I get kills. I'm top of the leaderboard, but every once in a while. But I'm not the best at this game, so it takes time. Don't be hard on yourself if you're not good by tomorrow. If you're not good by the end of this video. This video is just to keep your head spinning. You're on the right track. You're trying to learn how to get better. Now this gives you things to think about while you're doing gameplay. It's things I'd look at, especially when I'm watching my friends. When I want to talk to my friends about it. Learning PvP is an ongoing struggle, because everybody always gets better, and so you have to get better too. Anyways, this is my first time doing this kind of entertainment, this kind of video, so please let me know. And if you made it this far, please subscribe. I appreciate it. Thank you.